The news summary, good evening. A man in his 50s has been sentenced to 20 years imprisonment for the offense of sexual abuse on a minor. The convict committed the offense on the girl from 2014 to 2018, and the case was reported to the police in 2020. The judge of the Supreme Court has also imposed 2 other prison sentences on him for offenses related to the same case. All the sentences will run concurrently, that is, he will serve 20 years in prison. The Seychelles Fishing Authority has signed an MOU with the Association of Fish Processors and Exporters to participate together in the Seafood Global Expo to be held in Barcelona, Spain from the 25th to the 29th of April.
The agreement was signed by the interim CEO of the SFA, Philippe Michaud, and the chairman of the Association of Fish Processors and Exporters, Louis Bossy. As part of the agreement, the SFA has allocated a budget of ₹500,000 from the EU sectorial fund to go directly towards the SFA and AFPES exhibiting at this event. So far, at least 5 fish processors and exporters have expressed interest to participate in this expo. Mr. Michaud says the expo is a global place where the seafood industry meets.
By participating in this fish fair, the processors and the exporters will not only see what is going on in the rest of the world, but it will be an excellent opportunity to network with with buyers and processors, and because we want to really, not a question of, we don't want to catch more, but we want to have more value from the fish that we are catching in our waters.
Representatives of small island developing states within the African Union are following a 3-day workshop to enhance their negotiating skills, especially in the field of fisheries and aquaculture. Mauritius, Madagascar, Comoros, Sao Tome, and of course Seychelles are attending the workshop taking place at the Berjaya Bovanope Hotel. The Minister for Fisheries and Blue Economy, Jean-François Ferrari, opened the workshop. He said that the negotiation skills acquired will help the small island developing states and Africa in general to participate and advocate more effectively in the global fora. AUIBA Professor James Wabacha said the need for African countries to work together was important to reduce poverty, increase food security, and economic growth.
Because the issues are transboundary. So we need to cooperate, we need to collaborate, we need to partner to leverage even the resources. The capacities we have in the continent is huge, and we need to work together to address our common issues and to drive our common agenda, which is food security and poverty reduction for our people.
President Weber Ramkalawan has called for strengthening of international cooperation, solidarity, and greater commitment to address the impact of climate change. He made the call at the World Government Summit in Dubai yesterday afternoon. President Ramkalawan also stressed on the constraints being faced by small islands developing states in their economic development, such as coastal erosion and sea level rise.
As the president of a small island developing state, Africa's smallest country with just under 100,000 inhabitants, I know how vulnerable the Seychelles is to climate change and how imperative sustainability is and will be to our survival. Over 40% of Seychellois live in low-lying areas, which will also be directly impacted by the rising sea level, while also being exposed to flooding and extreme weather that all local communities in Seychelles will have to endure. While the ocean threatens to sink our coralline islands and make our populated granitic ones uninhabitable, my people also depend on it for their livelihood and nourishment, with our culture and identity intrinsically tied to its vibrancy and health.
Driving instructors on Mahé got the chance to put forward their concerns regarding the work they do during a visit by the Director General for Transport, Elvis Adrien, today. The visit gave Mr. Adrien a better idea about issues the instructors are facing. The main concern pointed out is the state of the place where they teach off-road driving at Roshkaima. Mr. Adrien said that due to the fact that the place belongs to National Sports Council, the Driving Instructor Association should address this concern to the council. In view of improving its services, SBC have started an audience survey to get the opinions of the public. The survey will be done on communities for 2 weeks by surveyors wearing a badge with SBC logo. The survey can also be done online, and those who are interested can access the link on the SBC website, SBC's Facebook page, and on the Radio Cecile and Paradise FM app.
It's part and parcel of the SBC's culture to plan, to execute, and to review. And this exercise forms part of the review session. It will be available online, and there will be also people that will be going around, Mahé, Pralin, and Ladig, to interview people. In the past 3 years, we've been doing this purely online because of the COVID situation. But we found out that we were only touching one section of the population, people who can access the internet. We were not involving our grandmas, grandpas, and middle-aged people who can't afford to answer questions online. So we are now going across the islands and meeting these people on the streets as well. We have recruited our surveyors, our data collectors from the SBC and from people from outside as well. And you can ask them if you could participate. And they will also be going to knock on doors, ask people in the streets to be questioned on this survey.
That's it for the news summary. We'll be back at 8 for the Creole News. Bye for now.